Teaching is the profession that makes all other professions possible.
The men and women who educate our children are increasingly burnt out, struggling with the aftermath of 2+ years of the pandemic, increasing scrutiny over curriculums that has put many of them at the center of educational culture wars.
Shortage of teachers.
Understaffed.
Teacher shortages.
Average teacher salary today, $66,397. That's down about $2,200 from 2 years ago.
We're drained, we're demoralized, we have an increased workload. There's greater demand from parents. There's new legislation and school district policy.
The teaching profession has become considerably less desirable.
Several family members, including her parents, who were teachers themselves, warned the 23-year-old to stay away from the profession.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed 2 bills into law on July 1st. Both allegedly aim at removing certain ideologies from schools. The Stop Woke Act, keeping critical race theory out of classrooms, and the Parental Rights in Education Act, widely referred to as the Don't Say Gay bill by critics.
Critical race theory.
Don't Say Gay bill.
Asian Americans prove that critical race theory is not true, cannot be true.
We're not about not teaching history. We're about teaching history in an objective way that is not represented as America is systemically racist.
Critical race theory is an academic framework that says racial inequality is perpetuated by the racism embedded in America's laws, not by individual bigotry.
They shouldn't be pushing gender propaganda on kindergartners. This is all a fundraising opportunity for the Human Rights Campaign, which has achieved its goals but still needs to raise money. I mean, what a scam.
They're politicizing people's identity and orientation. And we're just people. We just want to live our lives, and we don't want to be politicized. Now we're being politicized on the playgrounds and in the classrooms.
More of the rhetoric that's coming from the state legislature and our governor, such as the grooming rhetoric, calling queer people pedophiles, is now trickled down to the high school level, and high school bullies are using the same language as our politicians who are pushing for this bill and other anti-LGBTQ laws.
The Supreme Court is set to decide whether a public service can be denied based on a person's constitutional right to free speech versus equal LGBTQ rights.
I rise today in strong support for the Respect for Marriage Act, bipartisan and bicameral legislation to enshrine into law a fundamental freedom, the right to marry whomever you choose.
But adoptions and fostering by gay parents is being discussed by the country again. After Philadelphia refused a contract with a Catholic adoption agency, the Supreme Court unanimously ruled in favor of the agency that refused to place foster children with same-sex couples.
Unless you have dialogue, unless you open the walls of dialogue, you can never reach to change people's opinion. Once you have dialogue starting, you know you can break down prejudice. In 1977, we saw a dialogue start. In 1977, we saw a gay person elected in San Francisco.
Some days it feels like the only thing we can agree on is that we can't agree on anything. My mission in life is to help us disagree productively, to find ways to bring truth to light, to bring new ideas to life.
A gay person in office can set a tone, can command respect, not only from the larger community, but from the young people in our own community who need both examples and hope. They were strong, but even they needed hope. And the young gay people who are coming out and hear Anita Bryant on television and her story, the only thing they have to look forward to is hope. And you have to give them hope. Hope for a better world, hope for a better tomorrow, hope for a better place to come to if the pressures at home are too great, hope that all will be all right.
People who disagree the most productively start by finding common ground, no matter how narrow it is. They identify the thing that we can all agree on and go from there. We spend so much time dismissing ideas as Democrat or Republican, rejecting proposals because they came from headquarters or from a region that we think is not like ours, by debating ideas rather than discussing identity. weekly cable news segment with a big policy proposal on the table that doesn't call it liberal or conservative. And then the thing that debate allows us to do as human beings is open ourselves, really open ourselves up to the possibility that we might be wrong, the humility of uncertainty.
Because if a gay person makes it, the doors are open to everyone.